Hey everybody, welcome to Outdoor Inspirations. Glad you're here with us today. Ouch, prickly. Let's keep rolling here. So today's video is going to be a top 5 of evergreen shrubs that are medium growing, 5 to 10 feet range tall, that tolerate shade. So that's an important element to this video, is that it's hard to find shrubs that can take shade, and the ones we're going to cover today are going to tolerate shade but also tolerate some part sun, and the good thing is they're evergreen, which is awesome. So that's going to add to our landscape designs quite nicely. So can't wait to show you our top 5 medium growing evergreens that like shade. Let's roll that intro. All right, everybody. Kenjiro Camellia. This is an evergreen plant. It gets that 6 to 10 foot range depending on your climate. I know we're 7B here, but it's fairly large grower, so it's going to get closer to that 8 to 10 foot range here in North Carolina. But this is an evergreen shrub that'll tolerate shade. It'll actually flower really nice. You know, being a camellia, we're getting blooms from these periodically throughout the year. Kenjiro is a Sasanqua family camellia, so that means it's going to bloom in the fall. And camellias also have a japonica species that's your spring blooming. Just FYI there. But this is Sasanqua camellia Kenjiro, and you can see it's starting to set a couple buds for fall blooming. Amazing, very vibrant pink, big flower with a yellow pollination center. This is a great plant to do with just by itself. This thing gives you a lot of wow factor that you could put in that shade area of your home landscape. That'll fill quite a bit of space. You know, these things are going to get pretty big, so it'll take up a lot of landscape for you. Evergreen foliage has this nice medium to deep green color. You know, this can get gall. There is some insect disease pressures, but it's nothing that's going to be too hard for you to manage. So they do quite well. We use this plant a lot in our landscape designs because it's a perennial favorite. It always blooms every year for us. It does like a little moisture, but they say water it when that top 3 inches gets dried out. That's when you know to get back on that watering plan. But other than that, once established, it's going to be fairly average. I would say fairly average to a little bit on the moist side. But you know, Kenjiro Camellia, you can't go wrong, and that's why it made our top 5 on the list. Yep. All right, let's go to the Camellia Kenjiro scorecard. Beauty, 4.5 all day long. Just an amazing plant. Next on the list is IPM or pest disease tolerance. We're going 4 on that one for a score. Next one, we got drought tolerance. We're going 3.5 because you do have to keep this a little on the moist side as it develops in the years, and then it can go to more average watering needs. Pruning requirements, we're going 4. This requires very little if you don't mind that natural habit. It'll stay fairly compact for you. And then lastly, versatility in the landscape, we're going 4 for a total score of 20. Next on the top 5, we got a good one for you, Steed's Holly. Amazing plant. We put this in our landscape designs all the time for the formality of this shrub, and I'll get to that in a minute. But height of 6 to 8 feet, evergreen, will tolerate shade, yes, and it'll take sun, believe it or not. So you got a very wide versatility window with the Steeds. Pruning, it doesn't need pruning. It naturally gives you a conical shape. But if you want to go formal, we talked about formal and informal, you can easily prune this into a sharp cone shape to really bring that formalness to your landscape designs, right? Average watering after establishment. So that means that first year you got to baby this thing, you know, keep it moist, don't let it dry out. But after that year's up, it's average watering requirements. And Steed's Holly, that's why it made our top 5. All right, everybody, let's go scorecard for Steed's Holly. Beauty, we're going 4. Insect disease tolerance, we're going 4. Drought tolerance, we gave it a 4. And then pruning requirements, we're going 4. And then the versatility in the landscape, we're going 4.5 for a total score of 20.5. All right, next on top 5, we are talking Cephalo Texas, which is a common name of yew. Hey, yew. Yew. No, it's yew, Y-E-W. Very cool plant, 6 to 8 feet tall, likes the shade. We're talking, don't throw shade, let's put you in shade. This is so awesome. So Cephalo Texas yew, this one's called McCorkle. So this is more of an upright growing yew. There are like squatty ones, low spreading ones, etc. But you know, being in our medium size category, this one we picked for its general vertical abilities. 6 to 8 feet, gets pretty burly wide as well. You know, fill in those shade to part sun areas in your landscape. You know, create a wall, so little bit of privacy, you know, off a patio, or just put this to fill in a very good sized space in your landscape design. And average water requirements, virtually no insect disease major issues. Why it made our top 5 list. And we love you, man, we love you. All right, let's go over the yew scorecard. Beauty, 4.5. The interesting foliage made me go a little bit higher on that grading. It's unique foliage. 2, we've got insect disease tolerance. That's 4.5 because it's quite resistant. Next on the list we have drought tolerance, which is 4. And then you've got pruning, which is going to be a 4. And then versatility in the landscape, we're going 4 again for a total score of 21. All right, it's time for a corny joke alert! Did you hear about the crazy gardener the other day? Yeah, he was hearing voices in his shed. All right, we got a good one for you here. Nandina Domestica is the variety. This one will get 6 to 8 foot range growing height. Not quite as wide, but more vertical. Evergreen beauty, likes the shade, will take part sun, even a little bit of sun, full sun. So very versatile in where you place it in your landscape designs, right? Around your garden. Average watering requirements throughout the year. This is a bamboo family, so they're notorious for handling a lot of different watering situations, from wet even to dry. This thing is very adaptable. So talk about a bulletproof plant, you have to add Nandina to that list. You know, overall, kind of a very interesting foliage in it. Green, medium green, with this really neat accent, reddish accent in the twigging stems. You know, if you look down the center vein, we got a nice red stem showing to make it kind of attractive, because you can kind of see through these a little bit. So it's kind of airy looking. Fall foliage, this thing's going to turn all kinds of cool colors, orange, reds. It's going to start transitioning into a very good showstopper in your garden. It's going to start putting on heavy set red berries. So it's got these big, huge clusters of red berries that'll start growing here in the fall and carry you all the way through the winter with this amazing set of you know, very festive looking berries. No real insect disease issues make this just a great plant to add to your landscape. Loves shade, will take part sun beautifully, and it'll even take some full sun, but you know, that part sun range is where it's happiest. I wouldn't put it dead shade, and nor would I put it in dead sun. It's probably happiest in that part sun environment, so that's why it made our top 5 on the plant list. All right, Nandina Domestica scorecard. Beauty, 4. Insect disease tolerance, we're giving it 5. Drought tolerance, 4. Pruning requirements, 5. You never have to prune it. And versatility in the landscape, we're giving it 4 for a total score of 22. All right, next on the list we have Akuba. This one's called Maranta. Just truly, truly amazing foliage color. You can see there that beautiful speckling of green and buttery yellow, and loves shade. You know, another shade tolerant variety that, you know, with this beautiful, elegant foliage, it'll really pop out a dark spot in your garden. So, you know, try to put some room in your landscape plans for one of these bright, brilliant beauties. 6 to 8 foot, so we're in that medium size category. Fairly drought tolerant. You know, this does have some fungal activity in the root zone if it has poor drainage. So really, you know, amend your soils well when you're planting to allow for good drainage after watering, and you should be fine. So, you know, if you're in clay soils like we are, a lot of people, you know, and you can't amend it very deep, just build up on the layer. Go up with your soil instead of trying to change the soil underneath as much. Bring these up out of the ground a little more and just put a better water well of soil around this root ball. So you want good drainage with these. Evergreen foliage, beautiful, huge foliage, makes this one a show-stopping special, and that's why it made our top 5. Let's go to the Akuba scorecard. Beauty, we're going 5. Insect disease tolerance, we're going 4. Drought tolerance, we're going 4. And then, let's see, pruning requirements, we're going 5 because you never really have to prune it, so give it plenty of space to grow, okay, in your landscape plan. And then, versatility in the landscape, we're going 4 for a total score of 22. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching today. It's been a pleasure out here at Taylor's Nursery. And remember to subscribe, hit that notification button. We could use your support for our latest and greatest videos. We need that support. And if you have comments on your favorite plants that you may or may not have seen, put those in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And remember, all things grow with love, so let's keep those plants healthy. And we'll see you in the next video.